Missionary Flights International is standing in the gap for over 550 organizations just like Restore Haiti. We fly missionary teams and their supplies down to Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and to the Bahamas. We are standing in the gap, and we transport not only the life-saving supplies, but also the hope of the gospel. Why don't you come along with me and we'll take a tour of what Missionary Flights has to offer. So as boxes arrive at Missionary Flights, we'll end up taking them in through this cargo door. We're going to load them onto the scale, weigh them, and then put them in their appropriate place. So I'm going to show you what that looks like real quick. Let me grab the camera and we'll be on our way inside. And so right now these boxes were just checked in as far as their weight, so 566 pounds. Once that gets weighed, they'll get taken off of the scale, obviously, moved to either a place out in our cargo bay where they'll be loaded onto the plane, or as you can see behind me, a lot of boxes can be loaded onto shelving units. Because we have some cargo flights coming up, those shelving units for the most part are emptied. And so Cap Haitian, Port-au-Prince, they've been emptied out. And so again, whenever you send boxes down to Restore Haiti, this is the process they'll go through. They'll get weighed at the scale, they'll get logged into the computer, and then a little sticker here will end up printing out just like a little label that lets us know that it's for Restore Haiti, the direction that it's going, and then we'll end up loading it based off of that into where its cargo bay area is. And so these guys are going to just continue to work while this process is going on, so that you guys can see just what happens with the boxes that you send. And as you see on the floor, this is the cargo load. It's pretty extensive. We'll end up loading our plane that you see behind me. That plane is a DC-3. So we fly DC-3 aircraft to Haiti, mainly because it's a workhorse. We can take the interior and we can reconfigure it depending on our needs. So we might be able to lay down seats within the track, or we can pull all the seats out of the plane and load it completely with cargo. And we've been flying like this to Haiti since the 1970s. And so Missionary Flights has been a reliable mode of transportation, not only for passengers, but also for cargo. If you ask one of the missionary organizations that was operating in Haiti during the 70s, they'll tell you that once Missionary Flights started flying in, they started to really see their cargo and their mail in a way that they had never seen it before, mainly because they were actually getting it. And so whenever you're flying with Missionary Flights, and as Restore Haiti continues to use us to serve in the community that they're serving in, we're here just to be able to provide that logistical support. So if you guys would like to, just come with me just a little bit longer. We're gonna go check out what that plane looks like on the inside and how that cargo can be loaded into the cabin. So here we are, we're inside of the cabin of the plane, and you can see that there's cargo net up, there's some seats that are being laid down, and between staff and volunteers, mainly volunteers working and getting stuff done with us, we're able to load the cargo into the plane. And so in the case of Restore Haiti, this would be really the last moment that we personally as staff, the majority of us are going to see your boxes. From this point, our pilots will take it down, work with our Haitian staff on the ground to get it into our Port-au-Prince mailroom, where then later your staff on the ground will pick it up. So hope that you've enjoyed this and you've been able to see just a little bit about what Missionary Flights is able to do to stand in the gap for Restore Haiti, and really appreciate you guys coming along with us on this journey.